Hello, beautiful Libras. This is your weekly reading. I'm very, very sorry it's so late. It was supposed to be on the 15th, but unfortunately today is the 18th, so I'll have to flip you a couple bonus cards to make up for that oversight. So May 18th to the 24th is what this will be for. Let's make up for it by having it be a great reading. I hope it is. You guys deserve the best. I have lots of Libras in my life who are very, very important to me, including two of my daughters. So I want it to be amazing. Let's see what we've got. Nice. Ooh, I'm liking the feeling of this already. The devil, we can live with or without him. A lot of this card lately. Okay, this is a nice start to things. So, the Ace of Cups, the beginning of something wonderful. Truly wonderful. Perhaps a marriage. We've got the Queen and King of Swords here. So, this could be a couple. So, air sign. This could be you, Libra, one of these two characters. Why is this giving me a loss for words, seeing these two air signs together as a couple? I don't often get them together, which is quite fun that they are. So you guys, okay, I hate to lump everybody together, but sometimes it has to be done. So air signs are a little harder to pin down than some of the other signs. I mean, they're all different, but I'm Aries, and Aries is very typically Aries. Like, most of the things they say about us tend to be true. And I find there are less, if you got a bunch of Aries people in a room, more of them would be quintessential Aries types than not, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas if we fill a room full of Libras, they're all over the map. You know, they're not as easy to kind of go, oh, I know your sign instantly. The Queen of Swords, though, is quite typical in that she is practical. I mean, first of all, let me start it out with these two are good characters, basically, but they can be a little bit cool and calculating. You know, they're all about the practical, the intellectual. You know, they tend to be smart, they tend to be practical, they tend to like things done in a certain manner. They like to, you know, cut through all the BS and get right to the heart of the matter. You might not always think they're the most loving people on earth because they're not gushy with, you know, emotional, loving words a lot of the time. But then here we've got this Ace of Cups. So I'm thinking these two might be getting together for a marriage, or perhaps this is you or this is you. And I don't know. The only reason I'm saying marriage is because of these two together. This is not a card necessarily of marriage, although it is a card of great passion. It could be about anything. It could be about man, woman, child, job, you know, anything that you're passionate about. This card can. And this is usually where something is starting up. That's why I'm thinking there's some kind of a love relationship beginning here, or that's my first thought. But it could be something else. And then we've also got this, which is also about passion, celebration, happiness. Also sometimes having the abundance, the overflowing cups that you can offer it to others. It's a wonderful card. These are very positive cards, even though I might say they're a little bit cool and calculating. I always use this card to represent my eldest daughter. And I would say it's very representative of her. But then my other daughter, who's also Libra, was born one day later, and one day, you know, and a couple of years later, obviously. And she has nothing like this whatsoever. That's why I say they're a little harder to pin down, not just because of them, but other people I know that also that would apply to. So, this is really great reading. The star is all about hope and purification and reflection, a lot of positive energy, a lot of positive movement. There's that feeling of purification, all this running water. You know, this is all about passion and excitement and so many good things. And then here we've got the star with all this beautiful hope and purification. And This says good things are coming to me. This says some very, very good things are coming. The devil is representative of sometimes addictions or obsessions. So if you have any of those tendencies, the star is here, not only to give you hope, but for purification and new beginning. Now, when I say addictions and obsessions, it does not have to mean that you're an alcoholic, although it could mean that. It could mean anything that is addictive. And it doesn't mean that you have to be too extreme. It just has to be extreme for you. If you're having 1 or 2 glasses of wine too much, maybe reel it in a little. Just be careful. And sometimes it's to do with other things. Sometimes it's to do with too much shopping, too much hoarding, the inability to let go of things. Whatever the behavior is, it's something that's not great for you, something you feel chained to. Sometimes it's our internal dialogue saying mean things to ourselves. You guys like things to be a certain way typically, and when you don't do what you want. In other words, if things don't go your way, sometimes you're very hard on yourselves. You have high expectations, and sometimes you can be really hard on yourselves. So don't do that. Be really good to yourself, because you've got some really great stuff to be happy and excited about. Now, it would be interesting if this were a couple that you already know, like your parents. If they're air signs, that would be interesting, or, some other couple that you know. But I think they're also very representative of the whole idea of the swords and the intellect and, cutting through things to find the truth. And learning. I mean, maybe this, the beginning of something you're passionate about. Say you're passionate about, let's see, pots and pans, and you were going to start a manufacturing company of pots and pans. And so there would be a heck of a lot to learn. I mean, even if you are a person who knows a lot about metals and all kinds of things, there would be an awful lot to learn to do such an endeavor. And these guys are very good for solidifying, just the concept of learning in your life, just the practicality and all the things you need to create something like that. But if they're real people, all the more fun. Something will be up with them this week, I think. So that's interesting. So as you move into the following week, what's going to happen? More swords. This card can be about a journey by water, not necessarily in a boat. These swords are thoughts. They're thoughts. And they're, it's not a sad card. It's a card where you're in action. You're doing something, probably something positive, some kind of journey. It can be not a superficial, but a figurative journey. It can be an actual journey, or it can be just a journey you're going on, such as a journey to learn to do something better, or to, a journey of not drinking wine for 2 months, or whatever the thing is. It could be literally anything. But this card always suggests to me that there's some baggage. There are some thoughts that are, it's like I say, it's not a bad card, it's not a bad looking card, there's nothing devastating going on here, but these thoughts might not be serving you very well. Maybe there's something that you don't want to have. And what we have here is the moon, and the moon is all about the, subconscious mind. Sometimes we get the moon when we're having nightmares, or when we have just these kinds of concerns, which might seem superficial, but they're actually a lot deeper. So the moon sometimes will show up when we've got confusion about something we're trying to figure out, or when we're having bad dreams, nightmares, things that we don't understand why we're having those, and they seem a bit creepy or a bit repetitive. This card can show up. And whatever it is, it's something to do with your subconscious. And if it has to do with these thoughts, then, maybe they're a bit obsessive, and that's not healthy for you. So that has to be something that's worked on. But you have the Magician. And the Magician is one of the best cards in the deck, the Power card. It's got the Trinity symbol. You do. You know, you're a spiritual being. You're eternal. And you've got the whole skill set, everything you could ever need, you know, to create what you want, the life you want, the things that you're passionate about. Put them into action. You know, this is an exciting reading. It really, really is. There's a lot of stuff going on here. You know, you've got cups. You've got a lot of swords. And there's a coolness to this. There's a cool feeling to this reading. Something that suggests that whole feeling of purification. So I'm going to split the deck. Let's see what we've got in the middle of the deck. The Lovers. Well, that's nice. That's very nice. The Lovers. So I hope you already are in this, but if not, maybe this is coming in. The Lovers with the passion starting up. This could be really, really exciting. And then I'm going to throw 3 extra cards just to make things a little more interesting. And boy, did it get really interesting. So now we've got the Two of Cups. So you've got the Two of Cups, which can be any union, but it's a beautiful, beautiful union. It's a union that is so positive and powerful. It could be for a business partnership. It could be a best friend. It could be a lover. It can be anybody. But it's a very, very special relationship. And then here we do have our Lovers with the overflowing cup. I mean, this is beautiful. This is fantastic. This is phenomenal. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles. And the Empress. I mean, this is like some seriously beautiful female energy here. So the Nine of Pentacles, this woman is interesting that they're both in gardens, all surrounded by beautiful things. She's kind of at the peak of her game. She's happy to be by herself in her garden. She's secure. She is peaceful. You know, this is a card of tranquility, yet it's also a card of abundance. She is very happy. She's whole and complete within herself. That doesn't mean she doesn't have people around her. She probably does, but she's still whole and complete. She's not seeking something unless it's solidifying what she's already found. The Empress is definitely one of the most beautiful cards you could ever hope for. The Empress is very secure in her role on the planet. She is possibly a mother or a mother-to-be. She is a giver of life. So she can be somebody who suggests fertility. If you have this lover, maybe be a little bit careful of that if you don't want to have a baby. But it doesn't have to be a baby. It can mean that she can give birth to many things. Projects, companies, whatever you want to start up. She's your girl. She can do that. And then coupled with the Magician, this is really, really powerful because, you know, they both give birth to things and bring things into the world. So this is a very exciting reading, Libra. Very, very exciting. I want to know what you do with this. I want to know what your week is like. So please, I do have my email below if you want to send me a note telling me how this works for you and how it plays out. I'm certainly interested. Have a great week ahead, and I hope to talk to you soon.